Maybe getting up and meditating every day. Learning how to meditate. Learning how to control your mind. Because if your mind is out of control, then you're out of control. You see? It's impossible to be happy, really, with a mind out of control. You have to learn how to control your mind. In part because you have to learn how to control the parts of your mind that are self-destructive, that are inimical. Inimical to your happiness. Wait, you got it right twice. I got it right this afternoon, too. You heard about it, yeah. Word up. Word up on the screen. He's saying inimical. So yeah. So that's one of the reasons to learn how to meditate, is to gain some control over yourself. And all you need to do to realize that you're not in control of yourself is to sit down and try to meditate. Sit down and try to just hold your mind single-pointedly on a single object for any amount of time, 10, 15 minutes. Just start with 10 or 15 minutes. And you see, it's not even going to matter. You won't get anywhere near to 10 minutes without thinking about other things. Maybe 30 seconds, maximum. 10 seconds more like. Before you say, oh, I'm supposed to sit down and think about this, and you watch your mind, and the next thing you know, you've caught yourself daydreaming for the last 3 minutes about what's going to happen at work when you get up from meditation. It's very, very hard. You have to learn how to control ourselves. We're out of control, actually. So you practice, and and the only way to learn that is by practicing. There's no other way to learn that. On a daily basis, you practice over and over and over again. And I've told the people who've been coming, there's basically two proper objects of meditation, two proper topics that you can meditate on. One that's designed to bring more compassion to your heart. More compassion means more interest in other people's happiness, more attention to their suffering, more empathy, and so forth. Some meditation like that. And we talked about one this afternoon. Maybe we'll review it again today, if I ever get to it. And secondly, meditation on wisdom, which is also what I'm going to be talking about tonight if I ever get to it. So meditation on the facts of life. But we've already talked about some of the facts of life. For example, you can do a daily meditation on death. You can do a meditation version of what that second part of the law was. And sit down on your cushion and just, over and over and over again, think, is it true? Is it true? This is what we call an analytical meditation. Where you first of all learn the parts of the meditation, and then you analyze it. So the parts of the death awareness meditation basically has 3 parts. The first part is the certainty of death, the certainty of your death. Number 2 is the uncertainty of the time of death. And number 3 is what's going to help me when I die? What's going to matter when I die? And then you just go through and you analyze it. Is it true that I'm going to die? That's part 1. You do an analytical meditation, one-pointedly. And just like sit there and say, is it true? Is it true? Is it true? And you hold your mind on that, because your mind doesn't want to think about it. Your mind doesn't want to think about facts. Your mind doesn't want to think. Your mind is happier your mind thinks it's happier being a bubblehead. And you have to take your mind in hand and say, mind, we're not just going to sit here and daydream this morning. We're not going to go through our lives like a chucklehead anymore. We're going to actually face up to the facts. We're going to look at reality. And so stop it. So it's going to come back. Is it true that I'm going to die? Yes. Yes. Is it true that you don't know when you're going to die? Like a meditation like that. That's a reality meditation. That's a meditation that's designed to bring you some wisdom. Every morning before you start your day, spend some time alone quiet. In addition to meditation, some time alone quiet, where you don't have any of the many gadgets that we have that distract us on for like 20 or 30 minutes in the morning, and you just sit quietly and think about your life. Think about what you need to do in life before you die, because today's the last day you have to live. So you may have an agenda. And you think about your agenda. What do I need to finish? What kind of problems with people do I need to fix? If you have a problem with your parents, for example, and they're still alive, if you're lucky enough for them still to be alive and you have a problem, you got to fix that problem. You have to fix it. You can't just keep pushing it away, deferring it. Because one day they're not going to be around to fix. One day they'll be dead, and it's a lot harder to fix it when they're dead. It's possible, but it's harder. So, better to do it now. If you have any kind of difficulty with it, your parents are very, very what we call high karmic objects. They are very, very important people in your life. And if you've got problems, I had a terrible problem with my father for most of my life. And for a period of my life, I think I mentioned, 5 years, I didn't speak to him. I wouldn't speak to him. And then at a certain point, it's just like I had realized enough, doing the kinds of things that I'm talking about, that, that he could die at any point. I could die at any point. And if he died with this kind of thing unresolved, or I died, I would not be happy about that. It would not, it would not make for a good death from either point, from either side. So you got to fix it. And here's how you fix a problem with a parent like that, especially one that you're having a real hard time with, or any person like that, is that you come to them and you say, I'm really, really sorry that we have the kind of strained relationship that we have. What can I do to help fix it? And not wait for them, and not say, and what are you going to do? Just unilaterally kind of fall on your sword and say, what can I do to help fix our strained relationship? And you can also, while you're at it, apologize. Apologize for your role in the strain of that relationship, in contributing to the strain of that relationship. And not expect apology from them. Okay? And that's hard, isn't it? But so you're going to need some time alone to think about stuff like that. You need some time to like strategize on how you're going to, get up the courage and gumption and chutzpah, and courage, right? To actually do what you know is right to do. That is the right thing to do. When you have a relationship, a strained relationship, especially with a person as important as a parent, that is the right thing to do. And if you're not doing that, it's just because you don't have the guts yet. It's because it's hard for you. So you got to work, work. Take yourself in hand and work and think about strategizing. Get ready. Gird your loins for the day. You're going to gird your loins for the day. Then you start your day. And, oftentimes I think people who have a yoga practice, oftentimes people like to do their yoga in the morning. Some kind of physical activity every day, like yoga. Yoga is designed for a spiritual life. Yoga is spiritual. Yoga is the physical practice of yoga, is the physical arm of a spiritual life. And all the other Eastern martial arts have exactly the same purpose. They were all part of the spiritual life. Physical part of the spiritual life. And we kind of don't have much vestiges of that in the West. You don't go to church or synagogue and have people ask you to do sit-ups. So we have to rediscover the physical component of a spiritual life. But it's very important to do something like that on a regular basis. Go to work, you keep checking your morality all day long. All day long. Every two and a half hours, stop and say, did I hurt anybody in the last 2.5 hours? Did I say anything nasty to anybody? Did I lie? Did I even have any nasty thoughts about anybody? And if you're not checking, if you're not stopping and actually checking it, you're not actually checking. You're just hoping for the best. Then, every day do something kind for someone else, as a practice, systematically. Do some kind of act of compassion for someone else, something that makes their life better, every day. Then at the end of the day, come home and do what I call a couch potato contemplation. And just, chill out on the couch, relax, close your eyes, and imagine yourself perfectly happy. Practice happiness. Just take 10, 15 minutes out of your busy, unhappy life to just imagine what it would be like to be totally happy. And get used to it. So you get used to the idea that it's possible. You daydream about it. It's a very high practice, very powerful practice. Imagine it, visualize it, feel it, what it would be like. Then, so that I think is a review so far, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I'm bored with that stuff. Now, could I have something new? Could I have some new information? Because I'm just taking all this down, and I don't intend to do any of it, of course, but I've already heard it before. Have to hear it over and over and over again, right? And maybe tomorrow we'll actually start doing it. So every day, usually I think at the end of the day is probably a good time. Most people have a little more free time, in the late afternoon or early evening. Every day study a spiritual text. Okay, and if you don't know what a spiritual text is, it's the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Sutras, the Buddhist scriptures. You can go with the tried and true ones, okay? You can go on Amazon. You don't even have to leave your house to go to Barnes & Noble, or whatever your equivalent is here. You could just go, enter, and the UPS man in 3 days will bring you one to your own door. And they'll bring you a holy scripture in your own language.